Hi, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Erlenmeyer large outdoor wall sconce. This is the 30-77-20. This is the largest of the series of these sconces. There's also a matching post light, outdoor post light. There's also a matching hanging fixtures on chain, plus a semi-flush. So check those all out if you get a chance, because they're all quite fetching. Let's get into the size of the fixture itself, and it's coming in at 16.4 inches tall. That's going to be total from the bottom to the very top. The width on it is coming in at 12.1. Projection from the wall is 12.6 out. And the mounting height, so the mounting height is the distance from the bottom of the fixture to the middle of your junction box. This is what you guys have. That's coming in at 13.6. The back plate on it that's going to go over your junction box is coming in at 5 inches by 5.5. Okay, little details there. Check out the glass really quick on it. Hubbardton Forge does not skimp on glass. Very substantial. It's pretty solid. Look how thick that is. It's probably a good 1.5 to almost 2 inches of thickness on the bottom of the glass itself. Beautifully done, hand blown, diamond cut on the top, and you can just check it out like that. And we'll put this down, and we're going to talk about lamping now. So lamping on this is going to be pretty important, because you're going to be able to see the bulb through that clear glass. It's using a medium base socket. We all grew up with medium base sockets, very easy to get. The recommended bulb on this, if you want to use an incandescent bulb, is going to be an A19, and that's just a standard size light bulb we grew up with, up to 100 watts. But most of you guys, probably none of you guys are going to do that. I expect you're all going to be using LEDs, because there's so many great LEDs that can go into this. So what we like to use in our showroom is this kind of Edison. You remember Thomas Edison had a cool light bulb out there, has a little point on it. This is an LED version of that. You could still use an incandescent if you want to. They're all over the place. But the LED versions, I picked this up at Home Depot, are easy to get. And you can get them in different lumens, lumen outputs, wattage equivalent, that kind of thing. But if you don't want to go necessarily there, and I found this easily on Amazon too, just so you know. So you would be looking up under Edison LED, basically LED bulb. But if you don't want to do that, there's other bulbs too. You could stick with this guy, our little friend here, the A19 again, because this actually looks a lot like an Edison bulb in my book anyway. And I got this at my grocery store in Vermont. You can get them at Duane Reade if you're in New York. You can get them at CVS. You can get them at a dollar store at this point. They're everywhere. But there's another one that's bigger. So this is an A20, and we know that this one will fit into this glass without a problem. And this one's even a little bit shorter, so we know this one will fit well too. So an A20 bulb is going to give you more opportunity to get more light out of this if you need that. This is a 100 watt equivalent. See how all those little orange lines in there, those little bars? So I picked this up at Home Depot, and I got a pack of 4. I got them in the color temperature I liked. They're dimmable, all kinds of things like that, and they weren't very expensive. I would probably go in this direction unless you have a good source or you're really wanting to go in this Edison look. So we can actually kind of play around here a little bit. So our Edison friend is going to sit in like that, so you can see that. And then this is just a regular phosphorus LED that, like I said, you can get everywhere. And looks also kind of cool. So either way, you're covered, basically. But I found this easily. Like I said, this is a 100 watt equivalent. I found these up to 150 watt equivalent. Do you need that much light coming out of this? Probably not. But it's out there if you want it. So an A20 is probably my choice, or our little friend here, the Edison bulb. And up to 100 watt equivalent. And we talk about the light coming out of these bulbs all the time. They're going to offer them to you across the board, anywhere from 2700 Kelvin. That's going to be a super yellow light, like a setting sun. They're going to offer these to you in something called daylight. So when you're looking on the box and you're in the store or you are online, if it says daylight, that is not like sunlight. That's not a warm light. That's going to be the bluish white light, like a hospital waiting room, overcast day, kind of like that. What we like to use in our showroom, and what these are, is warm white, soft white. And that's 3000 Kelvin. Again, easy to find. It's always going to be printed on the box. It'll be online on the specs. So that's something you might want to look at too. So it might take maybe a 60 to a 75 to maybe a 100 watt equivalent, because I know these are easy to get, because I got them in a 4-pack, don't forget. And I would probably get them in the 3000 Kelvin. If you need to dim them, just make sure they're dimmable. Hubbardton Forge only uses aircraft-grade aluminum to make their outdoor fixtures. Aluminum holds up the best in incredibly harsh environments. When you're out and you look up in the sky and you see all those jet airliners running around up there, those are all made out of aluminum for a reason. And part of that reason is it It holds up great, like I said. It also forges beautifully. It holds finish beautifully. It doesn't rust. Remember that. It's very important. And they're virtually indestructible when they're all finished. So how Hubbardton does it is they take the fixture itself, they're going to wire it up at the top, they're going to put a wire at the bottom, they're going to send a current of electricity that's going to go through this fixture, making it positive, and they put it into a spray booth with a picture of the woman next to me. You can see she's spraying finish around it, and because it's positive, it's going to adhere to every nook, every cranny, the top, the bottom, the whole thing. After that, they're going to take this and they're going to move it into an oven. That oven is going to melt all of that down and create a very hard shell. So it makes it, again, virtually indestructible. So they've also tested these things in these wind chambers. So they take the fixture, all covered in that epoxy powder coat. It's going to go into that chamber. They're going to shoot salty seawater at it at high velocity for hours and hours and hours, just like you were at the beach and you have like a hurricane coming in, which to me is going to be pretty much the worst environment you're going to run into. So after they tested these and found out that they hold up incredibly well, Hubbardton Forge offers basically the best warranty in the lighting industry. And you can see that on the page for this. So if you scroll down a little bit, there's a link, and click on that and it'll show you the entire warranty and how it all works. Okay, showroom. Our showroom in Vermont has over 400 Hubbardton Forge fixtures. This is the biggest showroom in the world of Hubbardton Forge. No other showroom is like this. Hubbardton Forge doesn't even have their own showroom. They use this one. What's on display? We have a great tab on that. On those same red tabs, you're going to see a What's on Display page. So open that up. It's going to show you everything we have on display, and including which finish, which shade, all of those things, and what kind of glass it's on there. We're open every day except Sunday, 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We also have an amazing clearance center. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued stuff, showroom samples. You have to come here to use it. Can't call us or email us about it, but it's definitely worth coming in to look at if you're in Vermont. Plus you want to use the showroom anyway because there's just so much great stuff here to see. Our number in Vermont, 802-446-2400. You can email us 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Love to answer emails, and it's sales@HandmadeInVermont.com. So when you order from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is going to be free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. No tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont. And we're the only dealer with 90-day returns, no restocking fee. Nobody else does that. Some larger items are going to be non-returnable. It's going to be really important that you are looking at the fixture on that page and kind of scroll down under the description. It'll tell you if that is the case. And that's usually for really big, giant, huge fixtures, mostly that go out on pallets. Okay, that's it. Rush program. Let's talk about that. So rush program, Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to go out the door. That's production time before your transit time. You always have to add that on too. We offer a rush program that takes you from that 3 to 4 weeks down to a little under 2 weeks. It's a very small addition per line item. So if you have like 1, 2, 3 items, like let's say 3 or 4 outdoor sconces, and they're all the same size and they're all the same finish, that's one line item. So it's very inexpensive to rush those kind of things. Don't be afraid to email us and ask about that. Okay, so that's really it. If you guys have any other questions, let us know. We would love to see you in our showroom sometime. And thanks for stopping in.